Hello, good evening. It's another brand new episode of Agape Culture Couch, and I'm so delighted to be able to have you join me once again tonight. We're discussing a brand new topic, which is the concept of rejection. The concept of rejection, and I want us, to take time to navigate the origins and effects of rejection in a believer's life. Now, I want to begin, by putting, my discussion or my discourse with us for the next few weeks in context. You see, the most damaging effect of rejection is that rejection robs people from experiencing the unconditional love of the Father. Let me say that again. The ultimate goal or the primary goal of rejection in the lives of anyone is that rejection wants to capture you and ensure that you do not get to experience the unconditional love of the Father. And someone, is asking right now, why is this, such a big deal? Now, the reason that this is a big deal is because Satan actually wants to capitalize on your experience or the experiences you've had, about rejection, to create a limitation in your mind on these three key things. Number one, he wants to create a limitation in your mind on the love of the Father, the approval of the Father, and the validation of the Father. These three ingredients, are so key to your identity in God, to your identity as defined by the Father. The truth is that your identity only exists within the love of God, within the approval of God, and the validation of the Father. And these are the three key things, that Satan seeks to use your experiences with rejection to really blow. Satan wants to use your experiences with rejection to make sure that you have a limitation in your mind when it comes to these three key things. And once Satan succeeds, in creating limitation in your mind in these three key areas, he has succeeded in ensuring that you never get a full picture of your true identity in the Father. This is Satan's number one goal for allowing you to experience rejection. Now, most of the interpretations, that we have about the unconditional love of the Father, or the concept of the Father's unconditional love, is often mixed with a different human experiences with rejection. Let me say that again. One of the major reasons why many believers have not been able to truly understand or have a full understanding of the unconditional, redemptive, and sacrificial love of the Father is because their past experiences with rejection has created a limiting mindset and belief as regarding the unconditional love of the Father. Rejection creates limitation in your mind. Let me say that again. Rejection creates limitation in your mind about the Father's redemptive, sacrificial, and unconditional love. Now, I'm just going to make one point tonight because of time, and then subsequently, I'm going to build on this so that we can really begin to climax. But most importantly, for this first episode, I want us to look at the origin. I want us to lay the foundation. What is rejection? What is rejection? Rejection is the state of being unlovable. That's key. That's important for you to really understand. Rejection is the state of being unlovable, unwanted, unworthy, unvalued, undeserving, and worthless. Let me say that again. Rejection is a state, okay, is a state of being unlovable, unworthy, unwanted, unvalued, undeserving, and completely worthless. That is what rejection is. Now, it has been said, by psychologists that the pain of rejection is one of the worst pain any human being, can ever experience. And according, to psychologists as well, it has been said, that the human brain does not really distinguish between a broken bone and a broken heart. That's how terrible the pain of rejection is. So if you don't identify the origin of your rejection, the reason I'm saying your rejection is we have all experienced rejection in different ways. And rejection actually comes in different layers. It comes in several layers. And until you're able to identify the root of the rejection that you are currently dealing with, or the root of the rejection that you have experienced, all your life, even as a born-again Christian, until you're able to truly identify the root, okay, you will not be able to heal from the wounds. Until you're able to identify the root of the rejection, that you are currently dealing with, you will not be able to heal from the wound. Now, let me give you an illustration of the root of my own rejection. My rejection actually began as a child with the feeling of being unwanted, the feeling of being unvalued, the feeling of being worthless by my own parent, by my dad and my mom. I may not have all day to tell you about my story, but the truth is that as at the point, when I was giving birth to, my parents were actually going through a divorce at that point, or separation at that point. And the sense of rejection that I had as a child was that I was not wanted by either my dad or my mom, because I had to live with different, uncles and aunties, just different people, and the treatment was really horrible. To a large extent was horrible, from most of the people that I lived with. So at some point, the predominant mindset and feeling in my head was that neither of my parents really wanted me. And so, that was the root. That was, the origin of my own rejection. So if you're ever going to heal from the wound of rejection, it is important that you're able to trace rejection that you're currently experiencing back to the root. And that is where the journey begins. That is where the journey begins. It is important, for me to let you know this tonight, that healing from the wounds of rejection is not going to be an instantaneous thing that will happen in your life. Healing from the wounds of rejection is not an instant miracle, but it is an ongoing journey, is an ongoing process. But the first place you need to start from is to recognize the origin of rejection in your life. Now, some of us, may feel like not being, having a sense of not being wanted, of not being valued by a father or by a mother is a small thing. But that is a big, big, big problem. In fact, that happens to be one of the most painful aspect of rejection, that the one who gave birth to you, either your father or your mother, you feel rejected by them. So your experience with rejection, okay, what that does is that it automatically creates it creates a sense of a sense of withdrawal and rejection of the Father's unconditional love. And it is until you're able to go back to the origin of the rejection that you have experienced or currently experiencing, that is when you truly begin the journey, the process to healing and to wholeness. I hope that this is useful to you tonight. By God's grace, in the next episode, we're going to take, an in-depth look, on some of the denial that people actually, do have when it comes to the wound of rejection that they have experienced. The reality is that many Christians actually live in denial. They use Christianity as a protective shield, to actually hide the true pain and wound of rejection that they feel inside. So healing is not automatic, but healing is a journey. So next week, we're going to be able to unpack all of that. Thank you. See you next time. And bye for now.